Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Eagles in Digital Business, a candid chat with all
All
of
of
us.
us.
Um, Hi, everyone, and happy and blessed Sunday for those who are on Sunday, and happy and blessed Monday for those who are on Monday. So, welcome back to another episode, and today we have the following topic.
Our topic today, resilience in action, how to bounce back stronger after setbacks.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking today. But before we dive into our topic, let us introduce ourselves. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently residing in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Yeah, my name is Mosumola, the face behind musoconsult.com. I'm originally from Nigeria, but now I reside by choice in the USA. And also, I've been a healthcare worker of several years, but now by choice, I'm equally a digital business owner.
Guys, I truly do admire when Mosu introduced herself. My name is Elizabeth Adejo. I live in Saskatchewan by choice. I'm a mom to 5 children by choice.
By choice, really.
Yes. For the past 3 years, I've lived in Saskatchewan, originally from Nigeria, Abuja, Nigeria. I used to work for the UN in Abuja. Life was good. Life was beautiful as a contract specialist for over 12 years. And then we got permanent resident to move here. And here it has been better. I mean, I thank Canada for the opportunity to be a permanent resident here for the past 3 years because it's giving me the opportunity to see a digital business that have changed my life. And now I'm fully retired voluntarily by choice at 46 to do this full time. I'm now a global coach. I'm now a business consultant. All thanks to immigration, all thanks to the opportunity I saw, and I embrace it with full chest. I'm happy to be here this afternoon. Happy Sunday.
Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday to all. My name is Isabel. I am originally from Mexico. I live in North Carolina, USA. I am a wife. I am a mother. I'm a proud digital business owner and a mentor.
I'm a grandma.
Yes, I'm also a grandma.
Thank you, everyone. And we also want to remind that every Tuesdays and every Thursdays we have our live webinars. So if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is just register into any of the websites that appears on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. So the first one is to register to the webinar. So that one will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday and one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. And like I mentioned before, our live webinars is every Tuesdays and Thursdays at the same time, which is 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. MST, and 8 p.m. EST. Now, the second link that you get there is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend to the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, so what is it that we are going to find out on the webinar? So, on the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works. And also, you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So, if you want to catch Thursday's live replay of the webinar before next Tuesday's live webinar, here were the hosts and panelists of that day.
Okay, so here is our host and panelists from last Thursday's live webinar. We had this power couple, Chris and Karen, as our host. Chris is a former firefighter, and Karen is a former elementary vice principal. We also had Reshma. She's a stay-at-home mom thanks to this business. Steve Hall is an accountant. And we also had Lala. She's a former childcare teacher. She is boss-free now thanks to this business as well.
So we have Regina, who is a former mental health care worker. We had Vishu, a pharmacist. And we had Hital, chartered accountant and a job quitter. Then we had Jeshri, who is an online business owner. And I love it when I see job quitter, when I see former. And not only that, I also love to see the professionals crushing this business like a pharmacist, a vice president, or a vice principal of a school, leaving all that to retire, all thanks to our business, just like myself.
Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Elizabeth. So, if you're catching the replay of last Thursday's live webinar, our replays have subtitles in several languages. And if you're catching our live webinar on Tuesday, our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So, there you go. So now you know what to do. So if you want to start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is just register into any of the websites on the screen. All right, so let's dive in into our topic for today.
Eagles in Digital Business, a candid teach chat with us. And our topic is resilience in action, how to bounce back stronger after setbacks.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking today. So welcome back again to another episode of the Eagles in Digital Business. So let's be real, setbacks are not a question of if, but when. Okay. So whether it's in business, relationships, health, or personal goals, life throws at you curveballs. Okay. But it all depends how you take those curveballs, either being positive or either being negative. So that's what we're going to be talking today. So studies shows that 92% of people face at least one major setback in their personal or professional life every year. This is according to the American Psychological Association. So, and I think I think for some people it's more than one time, but at least they say here one major setback. So the difference between those who stay stuck and those who rise against, that is the one word that we called resilience. So, and today we are breaking down how to not only bounce back, but also to bounce back stronger. So, how can you become resilient when you get a setback? How do you face those setbacks? So, that's our topic for today. So, we're gonna find out how we can be that resilient. So here are today's points.
Today's points are just two important points for this topic. Why resilience matters. 3 steps to build resilience.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna be talking. So let's start with our first point.
Our
Why,
first
res-
point,
why resilience matters? Actually, resilience isn't just about toughing it out. It's the ability to adapt, learn, and come back wiser and stronger. Like that study showed that resilient people are 60% more likely to achieve their long-term goals even after repeated failures. We have already established it that failures, setbacks, obstacles are just like part of the package of our life's journey. It is not a question of if it will come. You can take decisions that maybe are wrong, maybe they are not leading you to where you actually wanted to be, or they are just not in resonance with your target. But the fact that you look at them, you call them that particular name. You don't say, oh, I failed, oh, I'm not good. It's in your mindset. Your mindset is, okay, I've tripped on this time, I need to get up, and I'm still focusing on my target. So think about it. Every challenge leaves you with 2 choices: let it define you, or let it refine you. So in business and life, the most successful people aren't the ones who never fail. When you say you never fail, you are just deceiving not yourself, not the world, but you are deceiving yourself, because when you stumble, when you fail, when you trip, either on your words or your actions or your relationships, your health. We all face challenges every day. We all make wrong decisions sometimes. We all make do the wrong things sometimes. We back the wrong horses sometimes. But the ability to look at them straight in the face, call them what they really are, and then move on. That is the characteristic of somebody that is resilient, that has the core of his being focused on a particular target. So they are the ones who never quit. Don't quit because of anything. Just move on. Learn your lesson and move on.
So I have a few perspective about resilience, especially in business. First, it's not about avoiding challenges. It's about having the mindset and the system to bounce back stronger. Now, I asked ChatGPT, what is your take on resilience, especially when it comes to business? ChatGPT had a perspective. I'm going to give it to you before I tell you what I think about ChatGPT's opinion. He said you cannot control the market or the competitions or economic shifts, but you can control your attitude. You can control your effort and adaptability. And I agree with ChatGPT. It says your network is your network. So strong relationship with mentors, peers, and customers can become your lifeline in tough times. Can you take a note of that? I'm coming back to it because we seem to have the same opinion this Sunday afternoon. It says every setback is a classroom. Treat mistake as a tuition for your business education.
Hmm.
It says financial buffers turn storms into speed bumps instead of roadblocks. All this borders on why. That is not ChatGPT. I'm telling you, if you have a strong why, everything ChatGPT says today will resonate with you. He has another opinion. He said it's better to launch an imperfect solution and iterate than to wait for perfect while the market moves on. Nobody will wait for you. If you are waiting for the perfect moment to be perfect before you can stand up and do something, think about all the great inventions in the world. They didn't just wake up, boom, invention happened. They tried over 10 times or more than that. And today we have electricity. We have other inventions that have changed our lives, inventions that have made life easier for us because they didn't give up. Why didn't they give up? Because their eyes fixed on a goal, your big why, your big purpose. When your purpose exceeds you, when your purpose transcends your generation to the next one, you will keep going in times of toughness, in times of stormy economic terrain. And I cannot agree more with that. I know that all of you are confused now. Which one is ChatGPT's opinion and the one that are mine? The last paragraph was my own opinion about this amazing topic today, but I couldn't agree more with ChatGPT, my body.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Masulana. Yes, resilience is something that I think we all have to have at some point of life. We have to have the ability to adapt, learn, and always come back stronger. My parents always told me, every time you fall, you're gonna come back up and you're gonna be stronger because you're gonna learn that lesson and you're not gonna stumble upon the same rock every time. And I always kept that in my mind, in everything that I did. I happened to marry very, very young, and I was crazy in love. I decided to marry, and soon after, I had a child. And what probably 11 months later, I found myself as a single mom at only 20 years old, and that was crazy for me, but I knew that I had making a mistake, because I wasn't really thinking things. I was just following my heart, trying to really see things where there weren't, And when I had a child, I decided that now I have somebody that I have to lead for, somebody that I have to give an example, somebody that I can live for. I had a reason, right? And that's what I had for me, and I hold on to that because I wanted to be an example for my daughter, and I didn't want her to see me as failure. So, I went to work at night when my parents could watch her during the day, so she didn't have to be out with strangers. I did a lot, but today, with because I have three kids now, and they always ask me, like, how come you always seem happy, you always have a smile on your face, and nothing seems to bother you. But that's because you have to really think about all the good things in life, all the positive things. You can't hold on to things that, if you focus on the negative, then you're going to find more negative things. But at the end, it's about, what do you stand for? What are your values? And what are you trying to teach others through your own lesson and your own story, right? And so I always tell them, because nowadays kids find everything, like everything is negative for them, like, oh, nothing's working out for me, like nobody likes me, like I'm so bored, and I try to tell them, like, don't focus on that, focus on the beauty of life, like find something that you're passionate about and go after it. Don't see the things that don't do any good for you. And so, anyways, I just wanted to speak a little bit about this topic because resilience is something that we learn, sometimes very early in life,
Absolutely.
and we have to really stand up for ourselves and find what is it that we are trying to do, what are we trying to accomplish in life, and then go after that, and don't really focus on the negative things.
Yeah, if I can just add something, like many of us, like she Isabel says just now that people were asking how come that your face is always shining bright as if you have no problems in life.
Mm.
Yes, problems come in different forms at different stages in life. It's not because you married early, and it's not because you waited till you were 50 years before you got married. No. There are some things that you have no control over. Just like Sister Elizabeth said, there are some things that you cannot control, but you can control what you think about them. Don't
Absolutely.
put your target, your goal in the hands of the judgment of people. People will judge you whether you like it or not. They'll form their own opinions about you. But if you have a focus and you have a mind that this is where I'm going, oh, true, 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 true. I'm not hiding it. I fail. I'm not hiding it. I fell. I'm not hiding it. I made the wrong judgment. I made the wrong, a wrong decision. But I'm back. I'm back on my feet, and I'm moving forward because I know my why, and I'm following through with my why. My life does not depend on anybody that is not even paying my bills. So,
Thank you, Musamola. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Isabel. Yeah, so just to add to this topic, because pretty much say talk a little bit a lot about this point. Um, so resilience, when we were saying before, a lot of people are throw at least once curveballs into their lives. Um, yeah, for me, I have so many curveballs, and I always put that example as you go on a trip, you put your destination on the GPS,
Yep.
and along the way you're gonna have constructions or accidents, and then you have to reroute. you
mhm,
know so when you come to the reroutes, or we can go to the point that says here, think about it, every challenge leaves you two choices: later define you or later refine you. So either you're gonna stop and you're not gonna continue on your trip just because you had that restriction there, or are you gonna try to look for a solution? and try to see to find out where you can go to be able to arrive to your destination. So in life it's the same thing, like, are you gonna let that setback stop you and you feel sorry for yourself, or are you gonna stand up and learn from it? If it is a lesson, because it depends on the different kinds of setbacks. Sometimes it's a lesson, sometimes is um, it's things that you don't understand why it happens to you at the moment, but later in life, as you go through your life and when you look back, you understand that that was meant to happen for you, because there was something better for you ahead. But many times we don't understand that. And the point here is how you look at it. Are you looking at it in a positive way, or are you looking at it in a negative way? And many of us, like humans, if we don't work on having a positive mindset, we tend to look at it in a negative way. We say, why this is happening to me, instead of thinking, oh, you know what, there's a door closed, but there are many other doors that will open for me. So it all depends how you focus on what happens to you. And that's how you're going to become resilient. So that's why, we always say, you have to work on your mindset. That was one of the first lessons I learned on this business. I thought that I had a strong mindset, but that wasn't true, because, yes, I could have a strong mindset for certain situations, but not for all of them. And how do you have a strong mindset for all of them is when you work on your mindset on a daily basis.
Basis.
you know because that's how you become stronger. That's how you become resilient. So no matter what you face in your life, you always try to look in a positive way. You always try to look for a solution. How can you, or what you learn from it, and how to modify and find, another route to go through it. So that's what I wanted to add to this point. So let's go to the next point.
Okay, 3 steps to build resilience. We're going to continue with this one. Step 1, reframe the setback. Instead of asking why me, ask what can this teach me? Research from Stanford University shows that people who view challenges as opportunities for growth experience 31% greater motivation and higher performance. So when you shift your mindset, you turn pain into power. And that's kind of, I think we all touched on that a little bit on the previous point. But I think when you don't have the right mindset, that's the first question you always ask, like, why me? Why me? But when you have the right mindset, you're not going to be asking why me. You're going to be asking, what are you trying to teach me? Like, what is the message here? What can I learn from this that's happening, right? And find the message, the hidden message in the situation that you're going through, because everything happens for a reason, and we just have to really be open-minded to see what the message is for us. And so, you know the study here about the research, it shows that people who view challenges as opportunities for growth experience 31% greater motivation and higher performance. Is I feel like that number is low. Like, only 31% of people happen to see that as an opportunity for growth. And that's because I think the same thing, a lot of us are not in the right mindset, right? And we always complain. Like, we are humans who don't like challenges. A lot of times we complain about everything, even though we have all the essentials, we have so many blessings in life, but we still complain about the little things that happen every day. So we just need to really focus on what's going on and what the message is trying to tell us, and have that mindset shift. Thanks to this business, we have a lot of training on working on our mindset, right? And I think when we first come, we may not have the mindset that we need, but once we start doing this business, because we're building something for us. We're building something of our own. And a lot of times when we come, we have that employee mindset, and we are not really focused on being the leaders who find solutions, because that's what we're trying to do, like find the solutions for everything that come our way instead of just complaining and whining about everything that happens. So we just really have to focus on working on our mindset and making it stronger every day. And how we do that, we do that through motivation, reading books, doing visualization, like having a good morning routine, and really focusing on prayer and having that communication with God, or with the universe. So that's what I have for this one.
Hmm.
Okay, so just for me, just to add to this, because like we mentioned, we touched a little bit on the previous point. I would say that when you face setbacks, okay, instead of seeing as a challenge or something negative, we can see that a lot of people during recessions, for example, or during the pandemic, they turned those setbacks into opportunities. They found a way. Okay, how can I be able to overcome this recession? How can I be able to, like they had like restaurants, or they had jobs and they got laid off. So how can I find a way to make money? And many, this is when you start working on looking for opportunities. And many of these people, they created in those uh setbacks that, for other people would say like, oh my God, now I'm gonna do. And instead of looking for solution, they created opportunities. They built businesses, that they started small and today they are big businesses. So it all depends, how you look at it, how you reframe it. um, and for a good example of that, my on when I the reason why I started this journey too, it was because there was a setback in my industry, you know but instead of feeling bad and sorry for myself, I started to look for a solution. And I found this opportunity, something that I was looking 5 years prior, but I didn't know how. And I found it. So this setback for me turned out to be a blessing, because if I didn't have that setback, I wouldn't been able to find this business. So it all depends how you look at those setbacks, how you reframe it. And that all depends, like we mentioned before, also, working on your mindset. How can you see opportunities from setbacks instead of failures, or instead of feeling that sorry uh, for you mindset, um, so it all depends on that. So you have to really uh, pause, and think about it. Okay, what am I getting from this setback? Do I need to learn? What are opportunities I can create from this? Or there might be something more in the future. Just have to hang in there. It all
Yeah.
depends how you look at it. So it's all about reframing what you have in front of you, how you look at it.
So let's take it back home. Every one of us here today joined this business because there was some setback and we built resilience, and then we move with our big purpose or why. For me, living a beautiful career in Africa with the United Nations, taking my 5 children, myself, my husband to Canada was a big leap of faith because it was living stability to the unknown as an immigrant. But then the biggest why in my life was my 5 kids and was a better future for them and my generations to come. And I knew the Africa where I was living was not able to give me that. Despite I had a good job, I traveled the world, I had a diplomatic passport, I could move anytime. That was beautiful, but I needed something more. So leaving all that comfort zone, the stability, and coming back to a ground zero in Canada was all about a big reason, a big purpose, and resilience. But what did I do? Let me tell you what I did. He said, business resilience is not about avoiding the storm. It will come as new immigrants in a new environment. It's about learning to dance in the rain and still sell umbrellas while you are at it. Guys, I love ChatGPT. He gave me that. You see? You dance in the rain and you try to sell umbrella even in the rain. That was what I did with me coming to Canada. I came to Canada, I wasn't sure. But God's got us. So lace your resilience with faith. And what did I do? Now my life changed in another way, not the UN way, not the diplomatic way of carrying my diplomatic passport, traveling the world. I came to Canada, I got a new job, I tried to adapt. That is resilience. I tried to integrate into the environment with 5 kids. That is resilience. But the part I missed about the UN, I used to travel like this. And for 3 years, I stayed in Canada, no travel. You go in the morning, you repeat the next day. Winter comes, you stay indoors, and then you go under the snow. That was resilience. For us that don't know what is called snow, coming to drive in the snow, getting stuck, that was resilience. But I danced in the snow. But guess what? Because I was used to traveling and enjoying myself, but I couldn't see it in Canada because of the kind of work I was doing. I took a leap of faith to join a business that can afford me that lifestyle. Because I understood the business for 2 years, I realized this business we are hitting up now, man. I said this business can give me that life UN has exposed me to and more. Because when I used to travel in the UN, it was just to do trainings and all that. I don't have time to explore. But this business can give me something better. And guess what? I say always mix your resilience with faith. See it ahead before it happens. 17 months down the line, I travel every time. I don't look at my bank balance when I do. In 2 weeks' time, I'm going to Michigan, guys. Last 2 months, I was in California. In April, I was in Las Vegas. That is the life I've always dreamed for me. And the life I dreamed for the 5 kids that warranted me to leave Africa and come here for them, they are living it. They are having good education. They are having meaningful relationship. They are getting meaningful input into their life that will make them to be wholesome adults. That Canada will be proud of. So at the end of it, you dance in your storm. You can actually sell umbrellas even in that rain. It is all about mindset and what you make out of that situation. Be your refuge. Determine in your heart to make a lemonade out of that lemon. Limit. Thank you.
Anyone wants to add, or should we move to the next point?
Let's move.
Okay. So this is the third subpoints of the main point. So
So
The
he said,
second point, it says lean on your support network. Isolation magnifies struggles. You see, when you think you are the only one in this problem, because you don't share with others, you just look at the problem and or the challenge, and you just think, oh, it is me alone that is happening to. But when you lean on the shoulders of others, when you surround yourself with, I mean, strong-minded people, people that look at challenges as growth, growth way, pathway to growth, then they will tell you what is it that you're talking about, what is the challenge that is facing you, that you think when you hear from another person, then you will know, oh, mine is just small. So
yes,
connection multiplies strength. When you talk to Sister Elizabeth, you talk to Isabel, you talk to Sandy, and then you just sum up everything and you say, okay, if I'm not good in this aspect, I'm good in that aspect. If they are good in this aspect, they are not good in that aspect. And we pull everything together. That is where we get our strength. So people with strong social connections are 50% more likely to survive life challenges and stress than people who are living in isolation. You surround yourself with negative minded people, the moment you have a challenge or you drop or something, oh, we all knew it, we knew you were going to fall, you were never a good person before, you were never, oh, you didn't go to Harvard, you didn't go to college, you didn't go, and they tell you all the negative things around you, and then you too, you embrace it. You look at yourself like a grasshopper when God calls you a giant. So you surround yourself with people who remind you of your strength when you
Absolutely.
forget them. That is it. That's how to bounce back. That okay, you fell here, just like our children when they are learning to walk. They walk, they fall down. They don't sit down there. They want to cry. You tell them, get up, get up. Everybody falls and walks again. All of us that you see standing and walking, we too, we used to fall like that. So it doesn't matter. Rise up and you jump up, and maybe you give them a little treat here and there and so on. And that is it. If you are wounded, we treat the wound and we continue. Just focus on your goal. Your goal is to reach a particular target. Focus on it. Okay, see, somebody talked about electricity. Okay, the person Edison that invented the filament, I learned that he tried 2,774 ways before he got the one that we are using now. And even the one that we eventually are getting now has been modified over and over again. So supposing he has stopped at 2,000 to say, oh, at least I've tried 2,000 ways and none is working, this thing can never work. Then another person will pick it up and they will get it. So just continue knowing fully well that each step that you take, you learn from it. Either you learn how to do it better or you learn how not to do it. That is it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said.
Okay, so yeah, just to add to this point, I'm gonna just an analogy is when you have one good apple and then you have a bad apple and then you put the bad apple besides the good apples. What it's gonna do, start rotting the other
Yes,
ones. So
absolutely.
that's the same thing, when you surround people who are not lifting you up, but instead of, they're putting you down or they speak very negative, that is not going to help you, to be able to continue growing, to be able to pursue where you want to achieve your goals. So that's why it's important to surround yourself with people that will lift you up, that people that will motivate you, people that will push you to be able to achieve your goals. And we are so blessed that we have that in our global online community,
Mm,
because we all have that same like mindset of motivating in us, lifting us ourselves, and even coming from the leaders, like the leaders are telling us, they tell their story. They tell us, like you have to do this, if you gotta be consistent, on what you're doing to be able to achieve what you need to achieve, you know. Um, Stop taking the easy way. So um you always have to go for what you want, and surround yourself. And I always say, like, if what I love what it says there, like isolation may magnifies a struggle, and that's true, because if you're by yourself and you don't connect with anyone, how are you supposed to grow faster? How you're supposed to learn faster? When you go out of your little bubble, you're reaching out to people, and then you start learning, you start growing. The more you connect with people, that are ahead of you, the more you start um, you know learning new skills, learning new knowledge. And also, they will be they're going to be able to motivate you, to inspire you, to push you, to go for what you want. But of course, it has to be also coming from you, because a lot of people can motivate you and give you all that, but if you don't take action, that's not going to do anything. So you also have to take action.
yeah.
um, and that's why you need to reach out, you need to go out of your bubble, and I know some people are introvert and they just like to be, isolated. But if you stay that way, you're not gonna grow. You're gonna stay, and then eventually, you're gonna stay there, like you're gonna give up on what you wanted to achieve. So that's why you need to step out, get out of that comfort zone, and reach out to people. But reach out to the right people that will lift you up,
Yeah.
not just to any people, because that's not gonna do anything. So yeah, reach out to the people that will lift you up, that will push you, and have that positive mindset, because that's gonna help you to move forward and to continue your journey.
Yeah. So our the last bullet says surround yourself with people who remind you of your strength when you forget them. And what readily comes to my mind is an ego that finds himself in the midst of chicken. Over time, that ego forgets he's an ego and start perching on the ground, picking things from the ground when eagle is supposed to be soaring in the sky. This happens a lot in life to people that had so much capacity built in them by God. But because of the circle, because of their social circle, they forget who they are. It is never wrong to change your circle. It is never wrong to do a course correction. Or when you are traveling and you find yourself in the wrong bus or the wrong direction, it is never wrong to hop out and make a U turn, guys. So change your circle. Look inward, you know what you carry, you know what is embedded in you. Change your circle, change your life.
Okay, so we're gonna go to the next point.
Okay, so step 3, take small, consistent actions. Don't try to rebuild everything overnight. Focus on one brick at a time. Micro goals increase the likelihood of success by 40%. This is according to the University of Chicago study. Resilience grows when you keep showing up, even in small ways, every single day. And this is the power of being consistent, taking consistent actions every day when you wake up, you already looking forward to the things that are going to get you closer to your goal. When you have a passion for something, you wake up motivated, you wake up happy, you wake up ready to go, but the difference is, you have to really know that you are the one making that uh, dream grow. You're the one who's watering, nurturing, and doing everything, doing one step at a time. On here is saying one brick at a time. It's like when you're building something, you do one piece at a time to make it grow, but you have to be consistent. You have to choose yourself, you have to choose, okay, and make those decisions, okay, because there's so many temptations, there's so many things that are getting or calling for your attention, but you have to choose to do the things that are gonna give you something in return, in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year, because consistent steps are the ones that are gonna take you to that goal that you're trying to grow. So if you do this every day, you know that you're doing the right thing. But if you only do it every once in a while and you say, okay, well, today I choose to do the right steps. Today I'm not gonna sleep till noon. Today I'm not going to go and hang out with my friends. Like, there's so many distractions. There's so much noise out there, but you really have to focus on what you're trying to build, you know. And while it may seem like a little bit of sacrifice right now, you're gonna be, so proud when you see the results and when you see how far you have gone by following those steps that have gotten you there.
Okay, so for this one, everyone's journey is different. Okay, so we don't need to compare to another people's journey. So for some people, they go faster, some people go medium speed, some people go slower. But the important thing here is like what it says here, showing up, even if it's small steps. So, for example, like some days, we usually say, post 3 times a day, but there might be some days where you are not feeling, you don't have that. high motivation. However, even or you didn't have time during the day, you even if you cannot do your three posting, do one posting, at least you're moving instead of stopping your business, because when you don't do anything on your business, you are stopping, you're not moving forward. But when you do, like it says here, even in small ways, even if a small thing you move for your business, that small thing is moving you forward. You might not go faster, but you're moving, and that's the important thing. So the important thing is keep going. It doesn't matter how fast your goal is, it matters is the consistency of moving, even if it's little, but everyone will get to the final destination. A good example is that I saw on Facebook, a marathon. um, Everyone finished their marathon, and after 7 hours, this gentleman of, I think he was in his 90s, he finally crossed the line, and I think for the people to feel more motivated, not for the first person who crossed the line, but for the last person who crossed the line, because he didn't keep up, you know, even if it took him 7 hours to complete that marathon, he crossed that line at the end. So it doesn't matter how, if it is a small things that you can contribute in your business because of the life that you're is busy, but you are doing something small and moving forward your business. That's the important thing, because that small step is going to take you to the final destination where you want to reach. So that's part of being resilient. Yes, you might be tired, but you're doing one thing to move your business forward. So that's the consistency in action. So that's what I wanted to add to this point.
Yeah. So I'm sure the people that built empires and started small fell, but that's it. Over time, and then they have what we call big organizations now, or big inventions. They one thing they made up their mind after their big reason was consistency. They showed up, they learned from the failure, and they kept building, they kept improving until we see the success stories we are seeing today. So ultimately, what we are trying to tell you today is storms will come, challenges in life will come, in business and in life generally, but it is what you make of it. It is your decision to focus on the purpose. It's your decision to learn from that. It is your decision to show up, consistency. And it's just a matter of time. Everything will take shape.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna.
So the bottom
Okay.
line is that we have to just make sure that you run your own race on your own lane at your own pace. No competition with other people. Just make sure you are competing with yourself. Where you are today is not where you were yesterday. That's all. Run your race at your own pace.
Yes. Okay, so what are the key takeaways of this topic today?
So we learned that setbacks are not the end of our stories. They are just the plot twists that make our comeback even greater. So the next time life knocks you down, remember, you are not starting from scratch, you are starting from experience.
Yes. And what message do we have to the audience?
The message to the audience is we need you to drop the word bounce in our comment section, in our various handles, or send us a direct message if you are ready to turn your setbacks into your strongest comebacks. We will share resources and tips to help you keep rising.
Yes. Okay, so we have arrived to the end of our life today. So we hopefully you got inspired with what we shared today, and you it and learn that setbacks is not something that it will stop you, but you have to learn from them. You have to create opportunities out of them, and have that positive mindset always. So if you haven't seen the entire live, I would recommend you to watch it because it's really inspiring. And it's this is like doesn't apply only to business; it applies also to life in general. So, it's something that you can learn from it. Um, so If you want to learn more about this online business opportunity, here are three ways that you can connect with us. So you can either put more info in the comments, or you can send us a private message and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Or you can also register directly into our website with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So we do have live webinars every Tuesdays and Thursdays at the same time, which is 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. MST, and 8 p.m. EST. So when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. So the first one is to register to the live webinar. That one will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday, one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. The second link you get there is a link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend to the replay of the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. So now you're probably wondering, okay, so what is it that we're going to find out on the webinar? So on the webinar, you're going to learn how our online business plan works. And also you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So if you want to catch the replay from last Thursdays before this Tuesday's live webinar, here were the hosts and panelists for that day.
Yeah, so we had our host on the panel was Chris and Karen. Chris was a former firefighter, and Karen was an elementary vice principal. Rashma is a stay-at-home mom. Oh, thanks to this business. Sejal is an accounting personnel, and Lala is a former childcare teacher, and she's boss free. Just look at the faces. People from different cultural and career backgrounds, people from different ages across the board, and they are rocking it in this business. So why not you?
We also had Regina, who, by the way, her name is named after my city, Regina. She's a former mental health care worker, but she was one of the panelists. We had Viju, who is a pharmacist. We had Hitor, who is a chartered accountant, but now a job queer like myself. We had Jeshri, who is an online business owner. They were all panelists.
Thank you, Mosimola. Thank you, Elizabeth. So if you're catching the replay of last Thursday's live webinar, our replays have subtitles in several languages: Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese. Oh, sorry. The replay has subtitles in several languages, and our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: the Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. Okay, so there you go. So now you know how to learn more about this online business opportunity. So you can either uh, type comment info, put in the comments info for more information about these online business opportunities, or send us a private message or register into our websites that appear on the screen. If you're watching us from Facebook and you are not following us, you can follow us up here on the top to get to know us a little bit more, who we are and what type of content we put in our pages. And if you're watching us from YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel and press that notification bell to get notified when we get new content and when we go live. So that way you keep learning more about this online business opportunity. And when you feel ready, we'll be happy to guide you as mentor and coaches along the way. So you're never alone on this journey. You always have that support from us and from the global online community. So um, saying that, we want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. And for those catching the replay, thank you so much. To our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. Okay, so let's find out what is our topic for next Sunday.
Okay, next Sunday, we will have the consistency code. Why showing up daily beats waiting for motivation. So don't forget, next Monday or next Sunday, same time, we'll be touching on this topic.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking next Sunday. So stay tuned for that. And we want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Sunday for those who are on Sunday, and a happy and blessed Monday for those who are on Monday, and a happy and blessed weekend ahead for everyone. So thank you again for being here with us today, and God bless you all, and thank you for watching. Until the next episode. Bye, everyone.